FBI. Morning Joe. Morning blow. I'd love a morning blow every morning.
We have breaking news just now. FBI agents have raided former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton's Washington, D.C. area home early this
Couldn't have happened to a better guy. Nat.
morning. A source familiar with the matter tells NBC News that the FBI agents raided Bolton's home in Bethesda, Maryland this morning as part of a, quote, national security investigation in search of classified
Cash lights.
records. The FBI has not commented, but in a seemingly related post just made on X, FBI Director Kash Patel.
Cash lights. No one is above the law, except Trump. At FBI agents on a mission. And I'm going deep cover. Yeah, if you don't stop. Yeah. So, I won't repeat that song lyric. Okay. No one is above the law. Except Ghislaine with the orange jizz splatter from Donald.
Wrote moments ago, no one is above the law. FBI agents on mission. We've reached out to National Security Advisor Bolton. He has not responded yet, Claire.
What a surprise.
We don't know a lot yet. This just happened. The source telling us it's about classified records, perhaps, a national security investigation.
That's classified.
But we should note here, John Bolton, who did briefly work for Donald Trump as National Security Advisor in his first term, has turned into a fierce Trump critic. We just actually, just a few days ago, spoke about him here on this show because he thought that the president's summit in Alaska with Vladimir Putin was going to be a disaster. In fact, even before the summit occurred, he said that Trump had handed Putin a win. In fact, Trump went to social media to criticize Bolton for those comments. And now, a few days later, we have this. We don't know there's a link. This show because he thought that the president's summit in Alaska with Vladimir Putin was going to be a disaster. In fact, even before the summit occurred, he said that Trump had handed Putin a win. In fact, Trump went to social media to criticize Bolton for those comments. And now, a few days later, we have this. We don't know there's a link, but we certainly know this is a president who has promised retribution.
Well, John Bolton was under George W. Bush, and he was one of the biggest warmongering evil pieces of shit to have ever lived. And, meet the new boss, same as the old boss, and Donnie's topped him.
Yeah, it's chilling. It really is. Listen, John Bolton and I disagreed on many things back in the days when I was serving in public office.
Like, how many Iraqis should we kill? Does Halliburton need all of the oil? Should we lie about WMDs or not?
But I don't think very many people that know John Bolton.
Look at that pussy tickler. That is a mustache that has pleased a lot of ladies. A real veritable pussy tickler.
Would argue that his beliefs were intellectually sound. You could disagree with him, and that he gave a lot to this country in terms of time and
in terms of blood money
and his intellect and his work ethic. And clearly this is retribution. Clearly this is using the FBI in a way that not only
couldn't have happened to a better bloke.
Tarnishes the FBI.
Tarnished.
It tarnishes our country.
Fucking
this is what they do in countries where they don't have rule of law. This is what happens.
Such as the USA.
When despots take over, like Putin. And John Bolton has...
When despots take over, yeah.
always been critical of how, I mean, he about lost it when Trump wanted to invite
Lost
the Taliban
it.
to Camp David.
The Taliban to Camp David. Kumbaya, kumbaya, we're the Taliban, and we're at Camp David, the Jewish stronghold. What is better? Nothing.
It's chilling. Now, do I think they're ever going to have evidence
Chill.
to convict this man of anything in a court of law?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Mm-hmm. To the no, no, no. My name Bishop Bullwinkle. Got the first church, nothing but the truth. I want to praise God for the blood thrown in my veins.
With a jury? No, they won't. But they can
It
make
ain't the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. John Bolton is getting a prison sentence on to the no.
him miserable.
Yeah, and Gene Robinson, again, we should stress, we don't know a lot about what's happening here. We saw FBI Director Kash Patel's social media post. John Bolton, former Trump national security advisor turned Trump critic, his home raided in Bethesda, Maryland.
Yeah, look, I agree with Claire.
Let me tell you something, brother. I agree with that. I voiced the Cookie Monster on Sesame Street about 30 years ago.
Find it difficult, if not impossible, to believe that there's some reason to arrest John Bolton on national security grounds. I found plenty of reason.
Stay tuned tonight for Al Gray's new hit, Let's Stay Together. I think you're gonna find, Butch, when you're kicking it in the Caribbean, you're gonna say Marcellus Wallace was a smart motherfucker.
To disagree with John Bolton's positions, with his prescriptions for foreign policy.
Don't disagree, John Bolton, my baby. Oh.
Over the years, but this seems to be just blatant, bald-faced retribution. Because Donald Trump doesn't like him and sees him as having, betrayed him, and so so he gets arrested. It is chilling. It is disgraceful, and I doubt, frankly, how many months into the second Trump administration are we? I doubt this is the last time we're going to see this sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're
seen about 7 years in.
Throughout the administration, John, the president, as he had said during the campaign, enacting forms of retribution against people who he felt had crossed him or betrayed him or had been critical of him, and none more so than people who had worked for him before that. We saw that with the members of his previous administration who had their security clearances stripped because for some reason they fell afoul of what the president was saying or doing. And I doubt that John Bolton, it's hard to believe that John Bolton has anything in his home that could incriminate him in some way.
That's a bit tenuous.
It's also quite possible to think that he is not the last of people that the president would like.
So, old Sleepy Joe and Mango Mussolini both had their homes raided for documents. Why not Mr. Pussy Tickler?
Like to see punished in some way for what he sees as disloyalty.
And again, we don't know yet. This is a developing story. Just happened a short time ago. Facts are sparse. We just know that there's this.
I gotta get away to tickle some pussy.
FBI raid at former Ambassador Bolton's home in suburban Washington. We have a reporter heading to the scene. We'll
go to the motherfucking scene. Do some drugs. You want to buy some drugs? Want to do some cocaine at the scene?
More on this story as it develops, but again, certainly there have been some who have been concerned that President Trump would follow through on his promises of retribution. We don't know. That's what's happened here.
Really? You're surprised by this?
We'll stay on this story as the morning continues.
Morning blow. Give us a quality blowy every morning. It'll make my dreams come true. My life would be golden then.